Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Split Labs channel. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. And as always, before we jump into our best bets today, I have to let you guys know this video is completely powered by Split Labs because we built the exact tool that we wanted you guys to use as sports bettors and ourselves. We're going to show you some public betting splits, some line movements, some market signals across the NBA and the MLB today. I'm not going to separate out the video. MLB will be in the second half. And if you want to see where the crowd is going, what the market is hinting at, and where the line is moving for yourself, it's literally what we do every single day. Head over to the link in the description, splitlabs.net. Promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. All right, let's jump into today's slate. I'm going to do some quick NBA reads, and then we're going to move over to MLB. Fully transparent with you guys, we're looking at some, I can't say distorted numbers, but I'm recording the video, as I always disclose, really early in the morning. So we're seeing where people are putting their money really early. Probably some very minor line movements, and then also some games without some data here, but we're going to roll with what we got. Starting with, let's see, what's the first game that I want to look at? We got these Bucks and the Nets. The Bucks are really injury riddled. Not too surprising that they're out of pick'em. Do we trust the Nets though? Not really. I think the first game we're going to start off with, for whatever reason, every time I'm on NBA, I always look at these Hornets and see what they're doing. Let's get you guys a closer view. Early on, we've got the Hornets versus the Celtics. Game starts at 8:10 p.m. We've got 5.5 spread. Percentage of bets, we've got 65%, 81% of money on the spread. It opened at a +6, moving towards the Hornets, so that is a positive sign if you're currently backing the Hornets. Books are already adjusting, even though this line is available as of 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. On the money line, we have Boston coming in at a -10. Again, this is moving towards the Hornets, which is definitely something worth noting. Boston opened at a -235. They're getting cheaper, even though we're seeing 75% of bets, 73% of money on Boston Celtics. If you're betting on the Hornets here, it seems like a really positive sign. And then we've got some reverse line movement, I want to say, on the total. We've got 60% of bets on the over 219. It opened at 219. However, it looks like the books are respecting this money coming in on the under instead. So definitely something worth noting on what's going on here. Looking at recent form really quickly, Charlotte's coming in on a 4-game win streak. Celtics are coming in on a 3-game win streak. So definitely something worth noting. Both of them are well rested. They haven't played since the 5th, so that's definitely something worth taking into consideration. So what am I liking here? Really quickly, just let me look at the injury report. Nothing for Boston as of 1 o'clock in the morning. Not too surprising there. The things that I'm seeing here, it's leaning towards the Hornets. I can't tell you how many times the Hornets have burned me, but this seems to be the read. Personally, I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to follow instead this money on the total. Give me the under 219. Somebody's really early to these numbers, and the books are already correcting. By the time you wake up and you see this line, it might already be at like the 217 with how quickly they're adjusting it from open to right now at 1:02 a.m. So give me the under 219.5 before this total gets any lower. I'd play this down to at a maximum of 217 if I must, but definitely something to consider that the books are already adjusting this early on. Moving into our next game, we've got Steph Curry back, so how do we not take that into consideration, right? The Warriors are a -950 money line. The power of a healthy Warriors team, wow, terrifying. We've got it opened at +16.5. It's trending in the favor of the Kings, even though the Warriors are taking all of the money right now. 60% of bets, 92% of money on the money line, 83% of bets, 99% of money. Clearly, -950. This is not an upset spot. The Warriors are clearly priced to win, right? This isn't an upset spot. The books are clearly forcing your hand to bet on this really large spread. Looking at the total, we have under 234.5, taking in 60% of bets, 88% of money. The books have not adjusted this line whatsoever here. Again, it's still really early, so maybe they're just slower to the line movement here. They're not really taking into consideration how much money is pouring in on this under really early on. Maybe they're expecting it to kind of balance itself out, especially because bets There's 40% right now, so it very well could. Now, minus 950. I mean, come on, you're not serious, right? Warriors are coming in on a 4-game losing streak, but the books aren't doing this for no reason, unfortunately. With Steph Curry back, they scored 116 points. He didn't have too much of a fantastic shooting night, in his first day back. He also came off the bench, so definitely something worth considering. But again, the books aren't putting this number out for no reason. I'm just really quickly going to look at what the team totals are here, just because the books are not going to force my hand onto a spread. If I was going to, it'd be the Kings, but I also don't really want to force my hand on a 21-win team just because the books are pricing me out there. Away team total is 109.5, and then the Warriors team total is 125.5. If I'm looking at that, when's the last time the Warriors hit 125.5? They haven't hit that since the 27th of last month. Something worth considering. The spread is big for a reason. Give me the Warriors team total over 125.5 here, and that'll be my only read on this game. I think the Warriors are priced this way for a reason. I can't say it's a blowout script. Personally, I do think the Kings compete or just don't play any defense, but that also means since the Warriors are winning out, they're clearly hitting their shots comfortably. Give me the team total over on the Warriors, 125.5. All right, last game that I want to do for NBA is the Rockets versus the Suns. This looks really interesting to me, and I'm going to tell you guys why really quickly. Look at the recent form on Houston coming into this game. Let's look at last 10. Currently on a 6-game win streak coming in here. There's going to be talks, right? It's KD going against his former team. That's going to be the headline, as it always is. Then you got the Suns. 1-game win streak. Lost their last 2 before that. What are we really doing here? They're at a pick'em. 77% of bets, 62% of money on Houston -1. Not surprising. If we look at this line movement, it opened at a -2, already trending towards the Suns. On the money line, 55% of bets. A lot of money on these Suns, and I understand why. This line is just so fishy, and I don't really trust KD to just seal the deal when it comes to closing things out. I mean, clearly they're on a win streak, but anytime that I've faced them, it just hasn't worked out in my favor. Give me the Suns money line here. I don't even need to finish going through these numbers. Suns money line it is for me. I think the books are pricing this way for considerable reason. This team is coming in on a win streak. Clearly the public is all over them. And being at a pick'em doesn't make any sense. Give me the Suns money line straight up. No reason for me to back this +1. I think they went outright. And then moving into the total, we have 219.5, seeing some early reverse line movement at 74% of bets, 72% of money on over 219.5. Definitely something to consider. Given that I'm already playing a dog here and I'm air quoting a dog, I'm going to avoid the total, but definitely the under might be something worth considering as well, just because it opened at a 220.5. Currently, as of a few hours since the line opened, it's already going down. So definitely something to think about. All right, so that was a pretty quick rundown. I'm looking at pretty quick. This was about 8 minutes of full video, to be honest. Pretty quick rundown of my NBA best bets. Let's jump over to MLB really quickly. And to be honest, the reason why I didn't do MLB just by itself is because these numbers are not fully available yet for MLB at the time of me recording. So I'm just going to jump over here really quickly and kind of get you guys some early reads on what I have already looked at, even though the lines aren't fully available. We're probably going to focus mostly on just the weather impact and the bullpens that I'm seeing here completely. Moving over to MLB, we've got Arizona Diamondbacks versus the New York Nets. Splits are not available for this because the lines just opened up, so slowly but surely things are trickling in. Not seeing too much change on line movement here, but one thing that I do want to talk about is the difference of the bullpens and the starters here that we have. Look at this when it comes to, and let me just show you guys how the Nets opened up. I keep calling them the Nets. The Mets opened up. They're a -162 favorite. They're currently 6-4, and then you got the D-backs coming in as the dog, 5-5 plus 136 underdog. Both of these bullpens are healthy. However, the Diamondbacks lean on their bullpen a lot more than the Mets. And also considerable difference between the bullpen's ERAs. We've got a 6.75, which is a terrible number, versus this 1.06. Both of these starting pitchers in their last, we've got Gallen going about 5 innings in his last 2 starts, and then Peralta going 5.3 in his last start. Even if Peralta, for whatever reason, doesn't go far, I have to back this Mets bullpen, because even if you knock them out early, I mean, these arms are coming in so fantastic. Look at the earned runs over their last games. I mean, they are solid. I've got Peralta going pretty far. I've got the Mets bullpen being able to back them up comfortably and things like that. And then you got, if you knock him out early, if he can't go this full 5 in the Mets, which they should be getting to this bullpen earlier, all the advantages goes to the Mets. Give me the Mets money line here. It's a really low total, but also anytime I back the Mets, I don't know if they really put up points the way that I want them to. I want to lean, give me the Nerfy on this game, honestly. Give me a Nerfy and the Mets money line. I was going to do a full under. I can see the Mets kind of like maybe scoring a lot of runs in the end, just because this bullpen is so weak. But instead I'm going to go Nerfy, consider it, okay there, and then Mets money line straight up. We had a lot of games here. Unfortunately, the early games don't have data available yet, really, that I want to discuss, but that's not true. Orioles and the White Sox is another one that I wanted to talk about, just because of the bullpen discrepancy that I'm seeing here. Again, this is another game where the splits are currently not available because the lines kind of just came out. What I'm seeing here, again, another bullpen, just terrible bullpens going on here. Terrible. Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. Both of them lean on their bullpens extremely hard. But in Smith's last 2 starts, he's only 2.3 inning pitches. Orioles are jumping all over this. The total, I cannot even discuss how many points should be put up in this game. Like, I can't tell you guys how many points I expect to come out of this game. Just looking at this data right here and the arms available and how much the White Sox lean on this bullpen for a guy that does not have a strong outing in him, I have to go over 7. I have to go Orioles money line. Easy as can be. Those are my best reads on the day. The Orioles bullpen is not fantastic in itself. It's just better than the White Sox. Even though the White Sox have been winning some fantastic games, they're 4-6. I think they're overperforming on the season start that we expected them to have. This bullpen is just nail in the coffin. Nail in the coffin. They're high stressed. They had 2 high pressure situations yesterday. And again, look at this workload. The Orioles are getting to this bullpen so quickly and just going to pounce on this. Give me the Orioles money line. Give me the over 7. All right, let's do one more game on the books. Let's see what we've got. We got Athletics versus Yankees. That might be a good one. Not too surprising here. We're seeing the Yankees taking all of the money on a -196 spread. 94% of bets, 99% of money on a New York Yankees -1. Not crazy. 96% of bets, 97% of money on the New York Yankees money line. Not crazy. Opened at a -188, currently sitting at a -196. And then this total has not changed right now, but it's getting a lot of love on this over. On this over 8. Definitely something that I want to consider. Let's take a look at the bullpens here, just because if you're betting the Yankees, it's to no one's surprise they're a public darling. You're really never going to see a game where the Yankees are taking in less than 80% of bets. So these numbers don't scare me off from the Yankees. If I have to, it's a -196. I personally do not tell people to bet anything over like a -160 straight up. Maybe like -170 is as far as I'll get. I can't tell you guys in good conscience to take a Yankees -196, so I'm going to avoid that. What I will do is, I do think that these 2 starters can hold their own, and there is something to consider about this line not moving whatsoever, even though the numbers are fresh. Give me the under 8.5 in this game. both of these starting pitchers can hold their own before these bullpens have to get involved. When the Yankees bullpen gets involved, I feel confident that they can hold their own. We've got really good arms available here that are ready to go, completely ready to go if this game remains close to, edge this out and win the game. When it comes to the Athletics, clearly, I think after the first 5 innings, the Yankees are then going to pounce on this bullpen. They rely on it a little bit more than the Yankees do, and their ERA is not fantastic. We've definitely seen worse, but they're coming in with a 5.13 ERA. Give me the under 8.5. They do have some okay arms available. They've got 2 B arms available that in their last 2 and 4 appearances, they've only let go of 1 earned run. Pretty solid. If you can hold the Yankees to 2 or 3, hey, all in. Give me the under 8. That's going to be my best read on the board, just for this game in particular. And we're going to call it a day there. Not too bad for covering 2 sports in one video. I've definitely talked a lot more when it comes to, just doing my MLB best bets deep dives. But those are my best bets for today's NBA and MLB slate today. If you want more videos like this where I kind of go across each of the leagues, I really personally enjoy NHL. I just never, for whatever reason, put a video out for that. Let me know. Really enjoy doing this with you guys. And as always, if this video helped you at all, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot as we continue to plug these out for you guys every single day. If there's anything that you're tailing or fading, put it in the comments. Does not matter which one you're doing. I just love seeing it. And then, as always, if you want access to all of the data that you saw here today, head over to the link in the description and the pinned comment, splitlabs.net. Promo code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. With that being said, let's have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.